Hi everyone, Casey here, Master of None. Since the beginning of human history, we have all been explorers. We love to explore, whether it's up in space, down in the deepest parts of the ocean, the densest forests and the wildest deserts. We've all wanted to explore things. So that's what my video is about today. The video is about a time way back in the middle 90s when I did a little bit of a trek through the desert in Carileco, that's in Fuerteventura, Spain. Unfortunately, it was a very long video, 45 minutes, so I've cut it down quite considerably, but hopefully you'll get the gist of what it was all about and what it looked like. And before we start, just to remind you, subscribe, hit the notification button and the like bell if you happen to enjoy this video. That'll help me a great deal, I appreciate that, thanks very much. So, why don't we get stuck into it and see what that's all about. Check it out. So to start off with, the very first thing I came across was a beautiful heart stuck in the sand. Now I wish I could take the blame for it and say it was me, done it for my wife, but it wasn't. Unfortunately, somebody else did it for me. But it was there for my wife as far as I'm concerned. Beautiful as a heart shape. I then came across these holes in the sand. Now these holes are quite interesting because they look like they're rabbit holes of some sort, but they were quite big. So what kind of rabbits were they? Were they hares? Something like that maybe? Don't know, couldn't tell. I did try to look inside them with the camera, but a bit difficult in the bright light, so I changed it to night light. As you can see with the night light, you might be able to see a bit more. You're not seeing much, but a bit more. There didn't seem to be anything living in that one at this point in time. But as you can see, it's quite big and deep in the sand. So how deep it went, I have no idea. So yeah, there was a deep hair hole. Now, whatever it was that lived in there was also predated, it was hunted by something, because whoever was hunting it or scraping, trying to get into it, left some really deep gouge marks in the sand. And I'll show you that in a few seconds. You notice how it looks like these big hand marks. See that? My fingers was going down the claw marks. So I don't know what creature it was that was hunting it or trying to get into it, but it certainly left big gouge marks in the sand. And it looked like it was a pretty big creature, whatever it was. So that was like a kind of where the hares lived, or the rabbits or something, whatever it was in the sand in the desert. Now, as you can see, there's plenty of sand, plenty of desert, and amazing place actually. So it's an incredible place, but here's something I find really interesting, because I wasn't even that far into the desert, but I noticed one of these things. Can you see what it was? An old mattress. Someone left an old mattress in the middle of the desert. Who would go all the way out to leave an old mattress, I wondered. I'm sure you must be wondering the same thing. Anyway, as I walked along and trekked along the desert, as you can see, it's just complete sand. Do you know, it really reminded me of some kind of alien world. Now I came across these things, seashells, tiny little seashells. Now it was a fair good distance away from the coast, so how the heck these seashells ended up there? I mean, we're talking hundreds of them. Where I was standing, it was just absolutely littered. And as you can see, I'm holding up a few of them in my hand, just trying to show you what they look like. Yeah, so pretty amazing actually, I thought. But there was just hundreds and hundreds of them everywhere. I also came across something really interesting, these things. Now what they were, I have no idea. Really rock hard, solid. I mean, you couldn't break them with your fingers or anything. But they seem to be some kind of a pooper where a little creature or something almost lived inside it or hatched inside it or whatever the case may be. Or whatever made it, really made something solid. And again, the beach or the sand was just covered in that. You can see how far it was and how big the desert was. Really vast it was. Alien landscape. Actually, it could have been on Mars or somewhere else like that. Incredible place to see, and beautiful sand everywhere. One of the nicest things was the silence, pure silence that you could hear. You couldn't hear anything actually, the pure silence of the sand, and just the wind really. I then came across a skeleton. Now, at first I thought, oh, maybe some person that died and this was their skeleton, but actually it wasn't. It was just a sheep or a goat. And there seemed to be a lot of those wandering around the area. Now, whether they actually belonged to someone or they were just wild, I had no idea, because I didn't see any shepherds or any such like. But you would see them, in the distance. They kind of stayed out the way. But there was one skeleton, and its bits and pieces, its bones. It obviously had died at some point and then just desiccated in the desert. Desert sand was amazing actually. I have to apologize that at some points you'll see kind of like these little marks coming up in the video, but that's because the video is such an old video. It was shot on an old Sanoi video camera, used tapes, didn't use digital, recording, so as a result, obviously it's not as clear as it could have been. And yeah, absolutely beautiful it was. It's one of those places where I'm sure anyone would love to go walking through. Now you can see, I try to show the whole area and the distance that I walked. At this point in time I was literally in the middle of it at this point. Now it's only about 22 kilometers long, just a bit more than 22 kilometers long, which is what, 11 miles maybe, 11 miles. So at this point I was only about halfway through. So I also came across this load of rubbish in the middle of the desert, absolutely nowhere near anything, but yet there's all this rubbish. And it amazed me that people could just ruin such a beautiful spot. Anyway, as I walked along, and you can see how beautiful it was and the incredible thing. I also came across this kind of strange edifice of some sort. I wasn't sure what it was. Perhaps in the comments you'd like to leave what you think it might have been. It looked like some kind of chimney, but then it also had a pipe at the bottom, so what was it? I have no idea. It just by itself in the middle of nowhere. What was it? Who used to know? Now that's where I was actually headed to at some point, and you can see the distance I'd walked. Now once I got to that top part, I took a picture of the desert, the length of the desert. As you can see, I'm absolutely miles from nowhere. This is the funniest bit, because I was wearing sandals. I hurt my feet. The bottom of my feet started bleeding from blisters. This is one of the feet. This is the other foot. As you can see, also full of blood coming through my sock. Yeah, painful it was, I can tell you. Then I was walking along through the desert again. I was making my way back to the coast now at this point. And you can see the sea in the distance as I walked along. Really incredible sight to see. I was near the end of my journey at this point in time, and I was coming out the other end of the desert at this point. As I say, it took me a whole day to get there. This is when I got to the road. As you can see, the road and the street and everything. The distance, 19 kilometers. And then I went onto the beach. And from there, home. Thank goodness for that. And I'll just end with a sight of my foot bandaged as it was from the long trek that I'd just been through. And I'll just show you that in a few seconds. You'll see my foot coming up. There it is, all bandaged up, huge blisters on the bottom of my feet from the long walk that I had. So I hope you enjoyed that little, as I say, I had to cut that a lot because the video itself was probably about 45 minutes long, and there was a tremendous amount of footage. but I did my best to try and show some of the highlights. So as I said, from the beginning of history, we've all been explorers, and I'm sure that if you had the opportunity, you would also explore places like that if you had the chance to do so. So just to say goodbye to everyone, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to just say to you, remind you, if you don't mind, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you can, and of course the like button if you enjoyed that video. So thanks very much for watching. It's another video from Casey, Master of None, and there'll soon be another one, no doubt. So thanks a lot, have a nice day now. Bye.